We have a gentleman coming up right now who is caring a lot about getting thin, and he has an amazing story, just an absolutely amazing story that he was 360 pounds, that's morbidly obese, and has a typical way to start his day of having 5 Pop-Tarts, a liter of soda, Chex Mix, a candy bar, and a big gulp. And
my kind of man, but if you look at the cover of your book, Charles, you're looking good.
Wow.
You're looking real good.
How you guys doing?
A few years
doing great.
150 pounds later, and
He's muscle mass.
He's gone on to write a book, Think and Grow Thin, and really become a guru in terms of how to do it, because you've been there. Charles D'Angelo, thank you so much for being with us. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's my pleasure to be on this morning.
Now, more than anything else, you had to make a decision. You had to decide that you were not going to stay that way anymore. And once you're overweight, especially to the extent that you were, that is a very, very difficult decision to make. What was it about your life that convinced you that you don't have to be that way?
Well, I was stuck in a place I absolutely hated. I was a young person. I was just 17 years old, weighing in at 360 pounds. My waist was a 50. I had absolutely no social or intimate relationships to speak of. I had no confidence. I hated getting out of bed every morning. I didn't feel that I was living my purpose. And I was so young. I saw my future in my relatives on my father's side of the family, who were all Italian, overweight, suffering from the comorbidities of obesity, diabetes, hypertension, all these issues. And I realized that something was missing. I would kind of look at this whole equation of success and weight loss as a three-legged stool, one leg being the diet, one leg being the exercise. But I thought that there was something missing, because that three-legged stool with just those two legs, it couldn't stand up, it couldn't balance. So I realized, what's missing? What's that third leg? And what I found was it's the mindset, how you think about food, how you think about exercise, and that's what my book's all about, is how to come to food in the right frame of mind, how to develop a healthy relationship with it where it no longer controls you, but you control it. And when you actually start to enjoy the exercise, so it's something you look forward to, and something long after you reach your goal, you can be consistent with, and you can maintain yourself at that healthy state. Because let's face it, if you lose 100, 150, 160 pounds, which I did nearly a decade ago, but the next year you're starting to put all the weight back on, it's really a difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
So you need to learn how to think about food in the right way, think about exercise in the right way, so that you have a lasting, successful relationship with both of those two things.
But Charles, you must have a secret, because so many people, you turn on the TV, you can have food delivered to your door, you can have now, like, Weight Watchers over the internet. But then I'm reading about you, and how did you get from, here you are, 26 years old in St. Louis. So you started with a news anchor. I think Christine Buck lost 35 pounds, starts talking. Then you had the St. Louis Cardinals PR director who lost 110 pounds. But then you go big time. You have Senator McCaskill, and I've seen her on TV, and I wondered, how did she transform herself? I come to find out it's you. Bill Clinton,
well,
President Clinton, it's you. President Obama, it's you. How did you get from this little office of St. Louis to the national scene? You must have some secrets. So we're sitting here in the studio, other than just thinking, what's the motivation?
Well, I think much of my conviction and passion stems from being in that place that I hated, that I felt stuck in. I know personally how it feels to not have any hope. And I think that if all the claims that those types of programs you were discussing made, if these things that say that you lose 30 pounds in 30 days by doing X, Y, Z, if all those types of claims were true, we wouldn't see the problem that we see. And that's what led me to the epiphany that I had of realizing that there was something missing, that there was no lack of information. There's thousands of diet books. There's thousands of exercise DVDs, of programs, of machines that say, here's what to do with that. But I thought that there was something missing, because there should be something to hold all that together. And that's what I wrote my whole book around, is the mindset, the psychology, the think, if you will, of the whole system of being successful. And I don't say that I've been able to help all these folks that I've been able to help because, oh, Charles is just so great. I appreciate all those people give me so much credit. But the reality is that I believe this is my mission. This isn't only a method I purport to people, but this is really my mission of what I'm on this earth to do. My program by no means is sectarian. I help people from all walks of life, all religious faiths, even those that don't have faith. But I'll say this, I think that when you're on purpose and when you're doing what you're meant to do, things come at the times that are meant to come. And everyone says, well, who in the heck is your PR person? Who in the heck is your marketer? I just help people. I mean, I don't go out looking
Okay, but say a woman says, I really don't look good to go to the gym. I hear this all the time. I look too fat to go to the gym. How do you get over the fear? Or emotional eating. We talked about I'm really on my diet till 4 o'clock. Then I'm so hungry I grab that cookie because of stress. How do you deal with that?
When you have a lot of emotion linked to food, it can be very, very difficult to feel that you can overcome that. The way that I say to overcome that in my book is I lay out a very step-by-step guide, a system of eating. So you know exactly what you're going to be eating, when you're going to be eating, how much you're going to be eating. And mind you, it's all real food. This is not food you buy from me or you buy from some website or you get delivered to your door. This is stuff that you go in your own world, in your own grocery store, you pick up, you bring home, or if you're on the road and you have to travel, I give options for travel so that you're able to get the things you need, but it's all real food. And once you set up that system, that is, for breakfast, I'm going to have a, let's say, protein shake every day. What I say in my book is you eat that set of foods, that same set of foods, for 14 days at a time, which allows your mind to fully disconnect from the emotion, because now no longer do you have to think about it. So many people walk out in the world every day and don't have an idea of what they're going to have for lunch, if they're going to have any snacks, what they're going to have for dinner. They have no idea what's coming their way. So when they fail to plan, they're planning on failing. They have to have a way to handle the things that are coming at them every day without reacting. They need to be able to respond, and that comes from having a plan. So setting up a set of foods that you're comfortable with, that you eat every single day. Now, once you've done that, and in my book, I give my exact set of foods that the folks that I've helped that you've seen lose 100 pounds, 150 pounds, 10 pounds, 20 pounds, however much they've wanted to lose, most importantly, restoring their health. All of the foods, the exact plans that those people have engaged in to reach their goals specific to that goal set, along with the cardiovascular exercise, which speaks to the notion of what you were saying about going into a gym and being scared. So many people think that they're going to have to be working out 2 hours a day. When a person uses my program, they're simply walking on a treadmill for about a half hour. And if they choose to do that at home, that's fine. I think a gym's a great environment because it really promotes a lot of positivity. All the people there are working to better themselves. And they're not paying attention to the person that's overweight or to the person that's just getting started. In fact, I found when I went and joined a gym years and years ago that it was the total opposite of what I expected. The people wanted to be helpful. They were proud to see me there trying to better myself and improve myself.
Well, it's an inspiration, and your book is Think and Grow Thin.
Yeah, very exciting. Right. And let me just ask you, you mentioned people that have to lose 100 or 150 pounds or, a lot, and there are certainly people like that, but there's a whole lot of folks, probably 8 out of 10, that have to lose 10 or 20. And sure. Is there a big mental difference, you think, in the approach for people that have to lose one or the other? I mean, is it pretty much the same for either? Is it just a lot easier? Ultimately, you can get it done a lot quicker if you only have to lose 10 or 20?
The time frame's a lot different, but what I say is consistent throughout both of those two scenarios is that for a person, a woman that's 5'2", 5'3", that has 20 pounds to lose, that might feel like a lot more than it sounds to a guy like me or you that's a little bit taller. For a person that needs to lose 100, 150 pounds, it might feel overwhelming. It might feel like they have no idea of how in the world they're going to be able to lose 150 pounds. And that's one core message of my book, is that no matter how far away you are from where you want to be, you must not lose hope. I've been there. Not only have I been there, but if you flip through the book, you'll see dozens of success stories of folks that I've helped personally to restore their health to where they want to be. You have to understand that it is within possibility if you're willing to do the work. You have to be willing to do what's required to achieve the goal. But so long as you're willing, there is nothing that can stop you. It is within your control. And so many people make it an external. They look for the answer outside of themselves when it resides right inside of them.
Charles D'Angelo, you are an inspiration.
I wish you were in Cleveland.
Doing things for all the right reasons. We really commend you and appreciate you being with us here today. He is a man that has overcome an awful lot of challenges, and he's really helping a lot of other people. You can be helped with his book, Think and Grow Thin. Thanks so much, Charles. We appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
And this is the Talk of the Town, AM 1330, WELW.